What's up, Imp Knights? In today's video, I am going to supply proof on why Synch should be a Omega level mutant because Marvel never stated that he was an Omega level mutant. So I think I have to supply the proof on why he should be an Omega level mutant. But before we start this video, I want you guys to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and post a comment below, and we can have a discussion about the character of Synch, because Synch is actually a really, really, really good character. He was one of my favorite characters in Generation X when they were doing the comics of Generation X in the 90s, because I know they had brought them back for a little bit, but the series, I think it's over with. But Synch, just to give y'all some backstory, just so for all the people who never read Generation X or never even heard of Synch. So Synch's first appearance was X-Men Volume 1, issue number 36. Was his first appearance that you will see him in. And the thing with that issue was that he ended up syncing with Banshee and using Banshee's power of screaming and end up busting all the windows, what causes the cops to pretty much try to arrest him for vandalism. They did all types of charges on the character at that time. But the thing of what I'm going to show you is that the one thing he ended up doing is when he synchronized with Jubilee, he ended up using her powers better than she used them, because you see, Jubilee had put a mental block on herself because she was afraid of destroying everything. But he kind of used her powers the way they should be used, and she was surprised that she was pretty much that strong. Because you see, when Synch synchronized with a mutant, he used their powers better than they can use them, and he's very versatile in how he used their powers. So I want to take you to the time that he actually synchronized with a non-mutant. And Amazing Spider-Man issue 438, him and Spider-Man ended up having a team up. And then during this team up, he ended up synchronizing with Spider-Man, able to have the spider sense and Spider-Man like ability. It's been theorized that with enough practice, he can retain all the mutant abilities that he has obtained. You see, Synch's bio aura, electrical aura, is how he synchronizes. But it also can be used in combat. It also can be used for tracking. My thing is, I want to say, New X-Men Volume 2, Issue 19, this was the death of Synch a second time. See, in the House of M storyline, he ended up shot and killed. He didn't retain powers that would have been invulnerability, or he didn't obtain powers of a healing factor, which again, I think Marvel has dropped the ball on that. So in Generation X issue 1, Emma Frost has Synch and Skin fighting each other. It was a training exercise. But when he synchronizes with Skin, Skin ends up ripping off some of Synch's skin, and it kind of freaked out Skin, because he didn't have full control of his abilities. So because he didn't have full control of his abilities, he didn't know that would happen, and it kind of had him spazzing out, which of course they both got in trouble by Banshee, because Emma Frost and Banshee at the time were teachers of the Generation X students. So he was not 100% happy with what Emma Frost did on that instance. Another instance of Synch synchronizing is when I want to say Generation X issue number 3, and in doing that, he was able to shield himself and Jubilee from Penance, who was attacking them, brutally attacking them. But he used his aura to protect and shield both of them from the attacks. And that's the thing that I'm saying to you guys, is that this is a character that pretty much has a whole array of abilities that for some reason isn't considered Omega. The upper limits of his power is unknown. So we're going to switch to Generation X issue number 8, where Synch ends up synchronizing with the fairy realm. And when he did that, he ended up becoming I want to say a miss, and he was taken away to an elf's place, and he ended up being followed by Chamber. But during this time, he inadvertently uses powers and ended up syncing with the Luminites. I mean, these little night things, powers, and ended up syncing up with their fighting style. So he ended up synchronizing with them and copying their fighting style, and they end up winning. Synch and Chamber ended up winning the fight, but it just shows you that he can pretty much almost synchronize with anybody. In Generation X issue from 15 to 16, he fought his entire teammates. One of the best issues in Generation X, where he ends up fighting every member of Generation X. And the thing was, none of them can stop him. None of them. They tried, couldn't, because he was using their powers against them. So any strategy they had, anything that they thought they could do, did not work. It was only Jubilee's plea that saved them from getting that smoke, because they was catching fades. I'm gonna tell you that now. They were catching the fades. In Generation X issue 40, after he got beaten half to death, he was unconscious in a comatose state. So even though he was unconscious, Emma Frost walks in the room. He ends up inadvertently synchronizing with Emma Frost, which in turn had his brainwaves active. And because of that, he inadvertently starts synchronizing with everybody who's around and started making everything levitate and everybody. And then that's when, I want to say it was Penance, if I'm correct, Penance or Implate, it was Penance, ended up using her telekinetic abilities to stop Synch from levitating everything. And he ends up waking up. All I'm just saying to you guys is this is the level of power this guy has. And yet, in every single reality, this man is killed. And Dawn of X, for some, it's like, okay, put it to y'all this way. For some odd reason, they have this man syncing with non-powerful mutants. But, like I said, he can synchronize with anybody. They never said he couldn't. So let's take the ultimate mutant that every single body knows this mutant is the strongest mutant. Or if he's not the strongest, he's about the second or third strongest. Franklin Richards, the universal reality warper. Do y'all not realize that Synch could synchronize with him? He literally could synchronize with him. Now, in the comic books, it never happened. They haven't even met, if I remember correctly. But I'm just showing you the level of power this man has, and yet, for some reason, he's not considered Omega level mutant, and that's what's really disappointing with Marvel, especially around that era. You can say this man is a Omega level mutant. All they did, honestly, is they just palette swapped and gender changed him, and then say, "Oh, well, here's Hope Summers." Now, I want people to understand. I don't have a problem with Hope Summers as a character. I just have a problem with how they consider her an Omega level mutant, but they never consider Synch, and they do the same exact thing. Literally, do the same exact thing. The only difference is she doesn't have an aura to synchronize with anybody. It just happens. If you're in her vicinity, it happens. And she also has other powers and abilities. But that goes the same for Synch. He has other powers of what I just explained in the beginning of this video about how his aura wasn't just used to synchronize. It was used in battle. It was used for tracking. So, all in all, Synch is a powerhouse. Yet, for some reason, we don't see him synchronizing with Kid Omega. Kid Omega, Omega level mutant. We don't ever see him synchronize with Jean Grey. Jean Grey, Omega level mutant. We just see him synchronize with like Jubilee. But Jubilee is powerful, don't get me wrong. But they always show him synchronized with Jubilee. They always see him synchronized with Skian. They always show him synchronizing with people who are less powerful. So they're trying to say, oh, well, this is why he's not Omega level mutant. But you theorized that he can synchronize with not just mutants, but mutates. For those who don't know, mutates are people who got their powers, not born with their powers, or don't have a genetic mutation. So because you got your powers, that means theoretically he can sync with the Hulk. He's already synced with Spider-Man, but he can sync with the Hulk. That's excessive power. He could synchronize with Blue Marvel. I'm just trying to. Oh, by the way, his favorite, just is a tidbit. His favorite hero was Black Panther. I know that don't got nothing to do with this video. I just thought I'd throw that in there. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to do this video just because I was passionate about it, and hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.